Oh, it was very funny. I went to a small school in West Scotland, and the teachers were determined that I would go to Glasgow University because that's what you did. And I thought I'd quite like to go to Oxford University, so I wrote a letter to the University of Oxford, and I got a letter back saying which college did I want to go to, and I said, well, I'd like to go to university. And they at the time had this scheme where they took a whole bunch of young people down from Edinburgh and Glasgow in a bus, so 100 of us arrived in a bus and were distributed out to different colleges, and somehow I ended up at Hertford. And they said, oh, there's an exam. So I had to sit this exam with, no idea what was going on.
So kind of how it really started for me was through the Unique Summer School that would have been 2011. A flyer was put in the register for me, basically, and on the off chance I applied and I got in, and I really enjoyed that. So when UCAS rolled around, I knew where I wanted to go. Obviously, it's really daunting. There's having to do, a personal statement, which I'd never really done before.
And nobody knew anybody who'd ever applied to Oxford or Cambridge. So, yeah, it was slightly strange. I think one of my teachers did know somebody who'd once sent somebody for an interview, but that was the extent of it. So it was kind of on your own, just answering the questions as best you could.
Yeah, I mean, all my teachers were really supportive. Again, this was not a school that was used to Oxbridge applications by any means, and everyone was really quite excited, which was a lot of pressure because, what if it didn't work out?
I think it was quite simple. I had nothing to do with it. I was just told to appear by my parents. My parents wanted me to go to university. Both my parents had been to university, so they assumed that I should go. And so when I was at school, one day I was told to go up to Oxford.
So my dad firmly decided that I should go to Oxford. And I'd read lots of novels set in Oxford, so I thought it was a great idea.
I'm a little different because I came as a Rhodes Scholar. So my application went into Rhodes, and it was the first year that women were eligible to apply for the Rhodes Scholarship. So I hadn't been thinking about it before. This came up because of the Discrimination Act in the UK, that the trust could have women as applicants. So I applied for Rhodes, I got the Rhodes, and then within a couple of days I had to name 2 or 3 colleges that I was interested in. And then the warden of Rhodes would take it through the application system. So this was in the days of 5 mixed colleges, and Hertford is obviously just recently mixed. So I didn't know an awful lot about it. I looked at a map, and there were no websites or anything like that. And I thought, boy, I would really like to be in the centre of Oxford. And I really believe it was a fantastic choice.
At Dulwich College, in the 6th form, I was in the modern 6th, that's French and German, and a teacher called Gross, believe it or not, said, I believe you want to go to Oxbridge. And I said, yes, please. And he said, well, you haven't got a chance. And I said, well, why not? Well, I said, you don't read any books. Well, I did read quite a few books, but I read a hell of a lot more after that, and the result is I got a place.
Quite difficult. I came from a school, Northern Ireland, a girls' grammar school that did not send people to Oxford or Cambridge. So I went on a school trip to London, Oxford and Stratford, and I was trying to impress my history teacher, and I said, I'm coming here, with the arrogance of a 16-year-old. And then I happened to meet someone from a Protestant side of the community, which is more likely to go to Oxford, and he was going the following year to Corpus Christi. So he helped explain the process to me. Yes, it was. When I got in, the school wanted to put my name in the local paper, but they were not particularly supportive. Don't think they believed in me. And there was a prejudice against going to universities across the water, as they say. Queen's University Belfast not good enough for you? Well, Oxford was where I wanted to go.
My history teacher had been to Hertford, and he knew about the Hertford scheme, and he proposed an outing to Oxford on my 17th birthday.
and I fancied a day off school. So I came up with the worst possible motivation, was just a summer day out in Oxford, and it was love at first sight. I just absolutely, once I saw the students, some of whom were celebrating finishing exams, I just had the look and the feel of the buildings, the history, the beauty of the place just absolutely bowled me over, and that was it. You know, this is where I wanted to be. I wanted to be one of those students.